Coming up on Valley News Now, new developments in the murder case around Isadora Wengel. The suspect now ordered for 2 separate mental evaluations. We have all the details of those orders.
A 3-year-old is being remembered in Moorhead tonight. Our Anna Ball-Weber has a preview of the balloon release for family and friends.
Plus, new details on last night's SWAT situation in North Fargo. Here are all the details of what led up to explosives being used on an apartment door. Valley News Now is live. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into your Valley News Now digital update. I'm Devin Fry, bringing you the very latest that we have in the Valley News Live newsroom today and beyond. We're going to get into some of our top headlines for the day in just a little bit, but first, we're going to check in on the weather department. Look at that number down here. I thought it was a little bit warm in here. It turns out it's warm out there. 47 degrees, just a complete 180 from what we had even yesterday. And gosh, especially this weekend. So a lot to get to in the weather department. We're going to go to the experts right away. We're going to bring in our Valley News Now exclusive expert, Summer Schnellbach, coming in here to tell us the very latest on what we can expect on this warm front, as it is very welcome, especially from me. Summer, go ahead and take it away.
Good afternoon, I'm meteorologist Summer Schnellbach, and yesterday I brought you this update from this very same spot. We were overcast, it was windy, snow was flying. Now we're melting. Temperatures really soaring above freezing. We're in the 30s and 40s today as that warm front has finally moved through. We've got another warm front on the way as well. That's going to boost our temperatures even more the next couple of days. However, we are also melting, and that is releasing moisture into our atmosphere. So we're looking at fog the next couple of mornings that could impact your morning commute. So just an early heads up. Our next weather maker comes on Saturday. Chance for a few showers as a cold front drops out of Canada. That'll bring our temperatures from the 50s to near 60 Friday back down into the 40s, but still seasonable for this time of year. We also start to turn a little bit breezy this weekend too. Make sure you get your full forecast tonight on Valley News Live.
Thank you so much for that, Summer. Summer going outside, rain or shine, and today she gets to go outside in the shine for us. Now, like Summer mentioned, be sure to stay tuned tonight, Valley News Live at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. But if you don't want to wait, you have us here on Valley News Now or the VNL Weather app. Get both of our apps, news and weather, to stay up to date exactly when you want your information. It'll be right here whenever you want it. Just be sure to have our apps handy. Now, let's get into some of the headlines that we have today. New development in the Isadora Wengel murder investigation. A judge has ordered 2 separate mental health examinations for Joshua Haidt, the man charged in her murder. We do have some video. This, of course, is Haidt's previous appearance in court that we went to go cover earlier this month, or last month, I should say, It's not from this ruling. Now, one exam is going to determine whether Haidt is mentally fit to stand trial. The other is a criminal responsibility evaluation to assess whether he understood the nature of his alleged actions at the time of the crime. Both exams are going to be conducted at the North Dakota State Hospital. Wengel, who was 25 years old, was last seen at a Fargo Walmart on January 3rd. Her body has not been recovered at this time. Haidt is charged with murder, tampering with physical evidence, and providing false information to law enforcement. His next court date is a felony dispositional conference that is scheduled for April 30th. We will continue to have the very latest on this trial as it continues. We actually have an Isadora Wengel investigation tab at the top of our website, valleynewslive.com. If you want to see everything that has happened in that investigation so far, just go ahead and click on that tab here. Let's stay in the court system for right now. A former Cass County Sheriff's deputy has been sentenced to 18 months in prison for possessing child sex abuse material, and we actually have video of this sentencing today. Carson Quam pleaded guilty to 5 counts of possession of child sex abuse material was sentenced Wednesday by District Court Judge Daniel Narum. Quam will also serve 3 years of supervised probation and must register as a sex offender. Before sentencing, Quam addressed the court directly, saying, quote, "I disobeyed your trust as a Cass County deputy and as a public servant, as a friend, as a brother, a son, and a human being." Quam said his actions were negligent, disgusting, grotesque, and heinous. Cass County Sheriff Jesse Johnner said in a written statement that was sent to us a little bit ago, quote, "In my opinion, no sentence is enough when children are victimized by crime." Quam terminated his employment with the sheriff's office during this investigation. Again, pleaded guilty to those 5 counts, sentenced Wednesday, sentenced to 18 months in prison for possession of child sex abuse material. Let's get to some new details for a breaking story that we had yesterday. New details on a SWAT standoff at a downtown Fargo apartment complex. Court documents say that officers were called to the Graver Inn on Robert Street North after a man threatened a property manager and a maintenance worker with a baseball bat. This is the man charged with that right here. When officers arrived, 59-year-old Dennis Christensen retreated into his apartment, told officers he had guns inside, and began barricading the door. That's according to court documents. The Red River Valley SWAT team was activated and actually used an explosive charge to breach the apartment. Christensen was taken into custody. He was later cleared at Sanford Health after injuring his head on a partition in a squad car. Officers found a wooden baseball bat on the living room floor. Christensen faces a felony terrorizing charge, and he also has an unrelated warrant out of Wahpeton. He is being held at the Cass County Jail. A tragic update for our region involving the conflict in Iran. Funeral services have been scheduled for a Minnesota soldier killed overseas. Master Sergeant Nicole Armour of White Bear Lake was one of 6 people killed in an unmanned aircraft attack in Kuwait on March 1st. A public visitation will be held Thursday from 2 to 6 p.m. at Mueller Memorial in White Bear Lake, Minnesota. A memorial service follows Friday at Eagle Brook Church beginning at noon. A private family interment will take place at Fort Snelling National Cemetery. Families asking for donations to Operation Nikki's Embrace in lieu of flowers there. And speaking of tragic situations, today marks 2 years since 3-year-old Eastyn was murdered in Moorhead. Tonight, the community coming together to remember him with a balloon release. Jessica Bringy sits down with reporter Anna Ballweber, who is going to be there tonight. Anna has been covering this story since it first broke. We're talking to her about what she expects to see tonight and what we can expect from her about this story content-wise. So again, Jessica Bringy sitting down with Anna Ballweber for more on what we can expect tonight on Valley News Live.
Devin, on this day 2 years ago, a Moorhead family was torn apart by the murder of their 3-year-old. Tonight, family and friends are remembering the short life of Eastyn and holding a balloon release at his gravesite. It's going to be emotional, and Valley News teams Anna Ballweber will be there when these balloons are released for Eastyn. Anna, you've been following this case for years now. I know the actual trial process, all of that, really difficult, but tonight really the focus is about Eastyn.
Yep. So this all started, God, in 2024. It's 2 years. It's crazy. I've been talking with family. When it first happened, it's the hardest thing anyone would ever have to go through. So I'm excited to see them tonight. I know it's going to be a very, very emotional night, but I don't know. It's hard to talk about even.
Yeah. And because you have been part of it for so long. Family have described him as an outgoing, vivacious little boy who loved his pew-pew Nerf guns. I think so many 3-year-olds, we can picture that even if you didn't know Eastyn. You can see him running around, loved his family, loved his uncle in particular, the family saying it was like his brother. So what are you thinking will be the takeaway for the family tonight?
Well, I do know that they still want justice. We know the one person involved, Mason Garza, they previously pleaded guilty. They're serving a 20-year prison sentence. Mm-hmm. There is another woman involved, Cheyenne Erickson. Her trial was supposed to start in October of last year. It has since been delayed until May of this year. So I know the balloon releasing is going to be, the balloons are going to rise up. But for the people who are still on the ground, they're still going to be fighting for justice for Eastyn. And I know they are.
doesn't feel like it's over until that trial begins. Still putting off that justice until May. But we'll have a live look at this really intimate, emotional ceremony coming up tonight at 6 and 6:30, and expect more from you tonight at 10, Anna.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Devin, back to you.
Thank you, Anna, for making some time to talk to us about that. These kind of things, they never get easier, no matter how long you're in this line of work. And so thank you to Anna for being a little bit more open about what we can expect with this tonight as we get ready to hear from Eastyn's family. Once again, tonight on Valley News Live, be sure to stay tuned. And we'll be turning out good stuff as always. Now, what we normally do when we close out the show is we look at the road maps, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler. They're all green. Everything's fine, especially with these warm conditions, about 50 degrees right now. Like Summer did mention earlier in our show, though, the morning, maybe some fog issues there, so something to be aware of. But instead, we're going to take a look at sky cams and some DOT cameras as we get ready to head out the door back home from work or wherever you may be. First of all, let's check out the Dakota Magic Sky Cam. Beautiful out there. The flags moving as they always are, but not as ferociously today. Normally, those flags are a whipping. Now let's go ahead and check out, like I mentioned, the road cameras that we have through Minnesota and North Dakota. Here on the Minnesota side of things, you can see a little bit on this side. Yeah, there we go. We can make it full screen. Interstate's looking great, looking fine. Not going to be a lot of issues there. Be aware as you get ready to make your way out the door in the morning, though. And then let's check out the Minnesota side of things. We'll go on I-94 going out of Moorhead here. Beautiful. Some wet roads, but man, where'd all that snow go? I know it's 50 degrees. That was probably a silly question, but it's just crazy how fast it can come and go. Thank you all for joining us for this Valley News Now digital update. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place on any of your devices, whether it's a smart TV, a cell phone, laptop, iPad. What were those things that you have as a kid, like the Leapfrog learning tabs? I think we might be available to be downloaded on there as well. Wherever you want us, we'll be right where you are with the latest headlines. We got 5 minutes of Valley News Live at 4. Duke Schindler on the desk for you there. A lot of good stuff coming up tonight, as always, throughout the night. Be sure to stay tuned. But for now, for your Valley News Now digital update, I'm Devin Fry.